Good morning. We are continuing with a mimer that we started a few days ago. Shuva Yisrael Adabai Lekecho. This is a 1970 Hasidic discourse on Parshas Azinu. The haftarah of this week it would be Shuva Yisrael and Shabbos Shuva for this very reason, and also for the reason that we need to do Tshuva before Yom Kippur, the Shabbos before Yom Kippur. Let's look at Hey. Omnam Kol Hanal Vailu Shinaisa Dako Bonis Shazo Maina Teo. Speaking about the elevation that takes place through the Kolbonis. This is the response of the Torah. What is the response regarding the question? What is the takana? What is the tikkun for someone who transgressed? Yavi osham iskapul. Right? Torah tells you this is the answer. Remember, Hashem says the tshuva. The Torah says, let him bring osham, bring a korban. Well, the ma'alim is there. Higher than that, meaning you want to get even closer. You want to reach higher levels. Wa'idu ishunaso that Shuva is the elevation that takes place through Teshuva. So we have closeness to Hashem that can be accomplished through Korban, and we have closeness to Hashem that can be accomplished through Teshuva. Okay, it's like one guy brings one guy climbs the mountain halfway. One guy climbs the mountain all the way. Halfway is obviously that's an analogy, but halfway would mean with the korban. That's what the answer of the Torah. You sinned. You want to achieve atonement. Here's the way. Bring a korban, but that only leads you halfway. The higher level is through tshuva. That's the answer of Hashem to that question. What do you do if someone made a mistake? Going to explain to us that through our aliyah, meaning elevation that takes place through korbanos, a person can reach if he's in a level of Adam, he can reach to a level of Lo Adam and get to the next level. You have two dagas, Adam v'Lo Adam. And Adam is associated with 10 spheres of Atzilus, with the 10 different levels, 10 different attributes. That's the level of Lo Adam. So within Atzilus is still considered Adam. Above Atzilus is Lo Adam. Comes to the spheroids. It's referencing to the sphere of Keser, the crown, which is infinite, no limitation, limitless. Within the Keser itself, within the crown itself, you have two levels: the inner and the outer. And the primary, the ultimate bligvul, the ultimate limitless, is found in Pnimus HaKeser, in the inner Keser specifically. The outer aspect of the Keser, he writes, it's not a misis habligvul. It's not the ultimate limitless level. Why? Because it has shaychus to gvul. It has some connection with the gvul, with the limitation. So you see the difference between Pnimus and Chitzonius HaKeser. The inner level of Keser is the ultimate limitless. Bli gvul, really that level. Bli gvul. When it comes to Chitzonius HaKeser, it's called not Amitis HaBli Gvul. It's not the ultimate Bli Gvul. Why? Because it has a connection with limitation. That's some kind of closeness to limitation. It's not limited, but it has closeness to it, so it's not the ultimate limitless level. Chamuvon, מהידוע מהילס הקו האמצעי. שני הקווים, שהעלייה שני הקווים בחיצוניות הכסר, הקו האמצעי הוא לפנימוס הכסר. It says if you look at the three kavin, what is the three kavin? We have Chochmah is the right line, the right side, and we have Bina is the left side. Then we have Das in the middle, right? Then again we have Chesed to the right, Gevurah to the left, and Tiferes in the middle. Then again we have Netzach to the right, Hod to the left, and Yesod in the middle. So the levels of the right and the left, they can reach up to Chitzonius HaKeser. But the Kav HaEmtzoi, the middle line, reaches all the way to Pnimius HaKeser, to the essence of Keser. Cheresh של הקו האמצעי שאין בה הגבולת. What is the union of the middle line, or the middle lane? That it has no agbolis, there are no limitations. And that's why it's comprised of the two other lines, meaning the Tiferes is comprised of Chochmah and Bina, of Chesed and Gevurah. And Das is comprised of Chochmah and Bina. But even if you picture it, picture a crown, right? And you have right and left and middle. So the middle penetrates the innermost, the deepest level within Keser, within the crown. Since the middle line has no limitations, and therefore has within it the two kavin. Think about it for a second. He says the middle line doesn't have limitations, and therefore it's comprised with the two attributes. So, for example, how can you have Chesed and Gevurah combined? Either you Chesed or you Gevurah. If you can have the two polarizing attitudes, meaning completely different approaches, you have to have the infinite capacity. Take them both, put them together. Yaakov did that, right? Yaakov, from Chesed, Yitzchak, Gevurah, Yaakov is the Tiferes. So it's not only that it taps into the highest, but it's already representing the concept of limitlessness by the very fact that it comprises two opposite powers. It's like having fire and water together. Right. When Hashem, in the 10 plagues in Mitzrayim, one of the plagues was the hail. It says the hail had fire and ice coming together. So he says also in the davening, he says Shalom b'mroimov. Hashem makes peace b'mroimov in the heavens. Who fights there? So you have contradicting opposites there. Chesed, you have Gevurah. כיוון שעניין של הקו האמצעי שאין בו הגבולת, שלא יכולים כל שני הקו, הנה מזה שהקו האמצעי אוהל בפנימוס הכסר, מובן שעיקר עניין הבלי גבול בפנימוס הכסר דווקא. So from the fact that the kav, האמצעי, the middle lane, ascending all the way to the innermost level of Kesser, to Pnimus HaKesser, penetrates the most to the deepest levels, it shows that it has the concept of Bligvul, that Ikar of Bligvul. And where's the Ikar of Bligvul? Is in Pnimus HaKesser. The middle lane ascending to that level means that that level is Pnimius HaKesser, is Bligvul, is limitless. And then he tells us that the outer Kesser, at least in comparison to the Kesser itself, to the Pnimius HaKesser, it's not completely limitless. The outer Kesser is not completely limitless. Further, Piedua, שחצי הכסר הוא שוער שהוא מכיר הנאצולים. פנימיס הכסר הוא בכלל תחתינו שהוא מציל. חיצי הכסר is the root and the source of all the Netzolim, all created beings. Why they're called Netzolim? Because they're very close to Hashem. פנימיס הכסר הוא בכלל תחתינו שהוא מציל. And the inner level of Kesser is, interestingly, the lower level of within the emanator. What does it mean? It says the fact that Chitzinus HaKesser is in charge, so to speak, for the created beings, it shows that it's limited. That's what we said before, that shaychus, there's some kind of closeness to the finite, to the limitation. Yes. But Pnimus HaKesser, since it doesn't have that connection, it doesn't have that relationship like Chitzonius HaKesser, אלא שזו כפי שהנאצלים שורשו. Obviously speaks about the created beings in their source. ורק בחינת פנימוס הכסר, שהוא הולך נותן שם מצל. כפי שנמשך עושה זה הכסר, נשם דווקא, אמיתיס עניין אינסוף בלי גבול. Whether you have the true concept of infinitude and limitlessness is in Pnimus HaKesser. Remember, we're trying to understand this concept of elevation from a level Adam to a level of Loy Adam. We said the level between bringing a korban for a sin and doing tshuva for a sin. Both of them want to get closer to Hashem. One is doing it listening to the advice of the Torah, and one is listening to the advice of Hashem. One would do tshuva, one would bring a korban. One would reach the level of Adam, and one would reach the level of Lo Adamu. And we see the difference between the two. In general, when you discuss godly light, revelation and illumination, going all the way to the light that preceded the concealment, that preceded the contraction. We know that in order to have a limited world and finite created beings, the infinite light is coming down, but coming down in a contracted way, and in a concealed way. Ushmei bilvad, it says This is the concept of Hoyahu Shmei Bilvad, meaning that we're referring to a level that preceded the creation of the world. Prior to the creation, Miyad Begilo Rishain gleich in dem ersten Gilui, immediately at the first revelation, Yeshon Shtei Bechines Selu. At the moment that you have a revelation, two things happen in one shot. You have Chitzonius HaKeser, revelation that is associated with the outer level of Keser, and revelation that is associated with the inner level of Keser. This was explained in the Maimer V'Chodesh HaShvi. ששתי בחינות באר, אור של האור הסילומס ואור של הגלוס עצמוסי. Previous Maimer that was printed in Dvar Malchus, V'Chodesh HaShvi, speaks about two different levels of light. One is a light that is designed to bring light to the world, to radiate, to illuminate the existence that is outside, so to speak, godliness itself. And the second level is much deeper and loftier. Okay, so one is light that is associated with the world, to give light to the world, and one is light that is directly revealing Hashem's essence. It says even this light that is designed to show Hashem's essence, to reveal Hashem's essence, it's still somewhat limited because it's oir shemeir seilomis. It's light for the world. If it's light for the world, although it's revealing the Ein Sof, but it's somewhat limited because it's associated with the world. Ela shnyon lo yosel rak ish legalis atzmusei. So we said there are two levels in oil. One was bring light to the world, and one to reveal Hashem's essence. And in that level itself, in our oil shelo seilomis in amitis in yain sof b'gvul shanyon lomis, shanyon lo seilomis akayu shel gas mutzer amitis in yain sof. So the true Ein Sof is revealed only with the light that comes to reveal the Ein Sof. Obviously, the light that comes to reveal to bring light to the world. It's like, think of it simply as we have illuminations that comes from different sources, but one's objective is to bring light to the world, and one's objective is to reveal Hashem's essence. The one that comes to bring light to the world is limited because it's associated with the world. His objective is the world. So one that it comes to reveal Hashem's essence, that's the amitis inyan Ein Sof, the ultimate concept of limitlessness. Now we can understand the greatness of Shuva. As Hashem said, Yasit Shuva is kapale. Let him do Shuva, it will be atoned. Alina Korbanis, Man Natero Yov Yoshim is kapale. Through Korbanis, we reach a level of Lo Yodom. It's only the outer level of Keser, as we said before, through Korbanis. can reach the light that preceded the Tzimtzum, lo yodomu, but it's oyer shelo yosei lomis, it's light for the world. Shuva, on the other hand, reaches the Pnimius HaKesar. And it reaches the light that comes down to reveal Hashem's essence, not to illuminate the world. And this concept is even greater than the elevation to Lo Yodam. Maybe we can finish it on Shabbos. We don't have much left.
Oh, so you decide if I should come to your house?